offering our collective salutations to the Almighty, revered elders, devotees from across the globe, staff and students, a very good morning and welcome to the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival. India, since time immemorial, has been a repository of knowledge, a land where wisdom has been revered not merely as information, but as a means of inner awakening and realization. The Mundakopanishad declares, Dve vidye veditavye iti hasma yad brahma vido vadanti parachaiva aparacha. The knowers of Brahman tell us that there are two kinds of knowledge to be known, Paravidya, the higher knowledge, and Aparavidya, the lower knowledge. While Aparavidya relates to worldly learning, such as sciences, arts, and skills that help us navigate life, it is Paravidya, the knowledge of the self, that leads one from ignorance to enlightenment, from limitation to liberation. Throughout the ages, India's spiritual masters have been torchbearers of this higher wisdom, guiding humanity towards truth, unity, and self-realization. Today, as part of the Universal Wisdom for a United World lecture series, we are honored to welcome His Holiness Sri Jayendrapuri Mahaswamiji, the revered Peethadipati of Sri Kailas Ashrama Mahasamsthana. Successor to the illustrious His Holiness Sri Tiruchi Mahaswamiji, His Holiness Sri Jayendrapuri Mahaswamiji has carried forward the luminous legacy of the Kailash tradition with unmatched grace and purpose. Under his divine leadership, the ashrama has blossomed into a sanctum of spiritual learning, social service, and cultural revival through institutions such as Sri Jnanakshi Educational Trust and Sri Rajarajeshwari Charitable Hospital Trust. Having received Sannyasa Diksha from his Guru Sri Tiruchi Mahaswamiji in Haridwar before the Holy Kumbh Mela, Mahaswamiji has since lived and served as a radiant torchbearer of Advaita, guiding countless seekers across the world. His divine presence continues to inspire the revival of Bharatiya Sanskriti through Sri Kailas Ashrama Mahasamsthana. On behalf of everyone, we welcome His Holiness Sri Jayendrapuri Mahaswamiji to address us all this morning.
Shri Kailasamathadhisham Tiruchi Swami Yatishwaram Bhavatitam Bhavaharam Vandeham Paramam Gurum Vandeham Paramam Gurum Sadhu Priyam Kripabdhincha Shantamurtim Taponidhim Shishya Prashishya Rupena Bodhakam Gurumashraye Bodhakam Gurumashraye Amba Shambhavi Chandramaulirabala Aparna Uma Parvati काली हैमवती शिवा त्रिनयनी कात्यायनी भैरवी सावित्री नवयौवना शुभकरी साम्राज्यलक्ष्मी प्रदा चिद्रूपा परदेवता भगवती श्रीराज राजेश्वरी श्रीराज राजेश्वरी. A very hearty suprabhatam to all of you seated here. By the divine grace of Paramatma, the source of this universe, and all the great Mahatmas who have set foot on this beautiful terra firma, on this beautiful earth, and by the grace of all the people in this world who look at one another as being born from the same source as siblings. We all are present here today, undoubtedly by the special Mahasankalpa of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and our most honorable Sri Madhusudan Sai Ji. The great masters of this universe, the Gurus, Acharyas, based upon the scriptures of this great Bharat, they have always said that the most auspicious moment in the life of a human being is when the human being is in satsang. And the word satsang is so beautiful, it only means in the company of the people who want this earth, who want this earth to be a happy place to live in for everybody. Those are the people who are called as santas, saints, mahatmas, mahapurushas. They have always repeatedly said that the sense of belonging, if it is narrowed, the more we narrow the sense of belonging to smaller units, the more absence of peace is felt on this earth. Yes, sense of belonging is natural to all of us. The sense of belonging is natural to all of us. But if this sense of belonging becomes narrower and narrower, then the peace in this world becomes lesser and lesser. In the beautiful Sanskrit language, the sense of difference is called as bhedaha, and the sense of non-difference is called as abhedaha. And the perspective or the view that we all are different is called as bheda darshanam. And the perspective that we all are one is called as abheda darshanam. So a great Mahatma very nicely put it as abheda darshanam jnanam, bheda darshanam ajnanam. Abheda darshanam jnanam, bheda darshanam ajnanam. So when we say abheda darshanam, it means that we all are seeing something, a uniting factor in all of us, a common factor. we all are seeing a common uniting factor in all of us and in everything. This beautiful Bharat Bhumi, or the country of Bharat, has seen great poets and great saint poets. All over the world there have been great saints and great saint poets, but one of those great saint poets I'm just trying to name, who has been called as the national poet of our Bharat, and that is Sri Rabindranath Tagore. He gave a vision of how he would like to see this Bharat. He says, where the mind is without fear, where the mind is without fear. Fear seems to be common factor nowadays everywhere. So he continues, he says, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. When does one hold one's head high? When one is not guilty, when one does not feel out of the place, when one has self-esteem, then one holds the head high. But when a person holds the head very high, that is a negative. But one holds the head high. So where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where knowledge is free. What is the meaning of the word free? Immediately we will think, oh, where you don't have to pay anything to get knowledge. That is one aspect. The other meaning of that is where anybody can acquire good knowledge, where there are no blocks in acquiring knowledge. So where knowledge is free, where the world is not broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where the world is not broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. We have a beautiful globe, and man, for the sake of convenience of living, for the sake of administration, has divided his earth into different countries. Earlier there was a difference of land masses called as continents. But in the course of time, a new type of a division arose, which you call as the political division, and that made different countries. And in the countries many states were made. And in the states many other smaller divisions were made. Ultimately, this division became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It came down to family. So now you see the number of walls which we have now. The walls are increasing, pointing at more and more differences between all of us. Okay, if that was only geographical, if that was only political, or it was based on some language or way of living, that's acceptable, no problem. But it became totally a sense of difference, that we are different, you are different. We are different, you are different. We no longer are the same. So Tagore is saying, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Then comes another effort from the side of the good people. The good people want to make this earth a better place to live in. So what do? They stretch out their arms tirelessly for perfection, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Perfection in everything. In everything we want to be perfect. What is perfection? Immediately we think it should be to the micromillimeter. That is perfection. It's not just the micromillimeter of the solids, but it is the microscopic or even finer than that identity of our own selves. That perfection. It is not just the material perfection which most of the world thinks that material perfection is perfection. They lose contact of the sentimental perfection. They lose contact with the emotional perfection. They forget completely consciousness. So what Tagore is telling us, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, it is perfection in every aspect of our life. Then where words come out from the depth of truth, where words come out from the depth of truth, Satyam Vada. The Vedas say, Satyam Vada, speak the truth. Many people have the doubt whether speaking the truth is applicable only to one country or one civilization, one culture. Whether non-stealing is applicable to only one culture or one group of people. Whether not hating is applicable to only one set of people. But these are all universal values. Speaking the truth is a universal virtue. Non-stealing is a universal virtue. Not abusing is a universal virtue. So where words come out from the depth of truth, means there is no effort whatsoever. There is no need whatsoever to lie at all. There is no need to lie to anybody. No concealing of facts. No distortion of facts. We only speak the truth. So where words come out from the depth of truth, then further some more things are there to be known. In this world, what happens? Because we all learn some amount of organized living, when we all learn organized living, then we develop what is called as habits. We develop habits and we get lost in the habits. And then when we get lost in the habits, then those habits are called as dead habits. So Tagore says, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. I was doing something 10 years ago, and I am doing the same thing today. If somebody came and asked me, why are you doing this? Oh, we have been doing it since ages. We have been doing it since ages. Since so many years we have been doing it, therefore it is correct. Just because we have been doing something for many years, can that become correct? Many things may undergo change. That is the nature of the world. One has to undergo change. One has to be ready to undergo change also for the sake of the good. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Then comes one more prayer to God, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. There was a person who wanted to be free from all binding. A person wanted to be free from all binding. So he gave up activity itself. He said, there was a great author in Germany, his name was Goethe, Wolfgang von Goethe. He has authored a book called as The Faust. In that he says, Der Mensch irrt, in dem tut. Man errs because he does. That means we get into activity and activity is prone to have defects. Activity is prone to have defects. What one person feels is perfect, it's not perfect for the other person. There are always defects. Therefore, that person decided, I don't want to do anything itself. But that is not the way the world is designed to be. The one who does not do anything, for him the world does not cease, a new world crops up in the mind. The mental world starts working. The mental world starts working. In fact, the word prapanchaha, in Sanskrit, prapanchaha, wherever there are a combination of 5 elements, there definitely the world is there. And therefore, even if you don't do anything, the inside world will start working and the mind will start doing its activities. So, by cessation of action, one does not achieve what one wants, the perfection. One has to do and then see the perfection or the imperfection in doing and then arrive at the perfection. So where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. These are the words of Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. Who is that thee? It is none other than the source of this universe, Paramatma. We all have to be guided by Paramatma only to do good. When does that happen? When we are connected with Paramatma, the source of the universe, with God. How to connect with God? How is it possible for us to connect with God, the source of the universe? There is only one possibility. And that possibility is to inquire deeper and deeper and deeper about the origin of everything. From where did all this come? From where did all this, whatever we are seeing in this world, from where did this emanate? When we start inquiring about this, like Bhagavad Pada, the Shankaracharya guides us in the Bhajagovindam. Kate Kanta, Kaste Putra, Sansaroyam Ativa Vichitra, Kasyatvam Kuta Ayata, Tattvam Chintaya Tadiha Bhrata. Oh brother, think whatever you think as yours. Whatever you think as yours, when did it become yours? All the people whom you think they are yours, when did they become yours? Keep on contemplating like this on the truth. When you analyze like this, where will you arrive? You will arrive at the final point, and that point, final point, is called as God. That's where you will arrive. The great Mahatma Bhagavad Pada de Shankaracharya has authored many, many books. One of them is called as Atma Bodha. The word Atma Bodha means the knowledge of the self. Atma Bodha means the knowledge of the self. And in that beautiful work of his, Bhagavad Pada de Shankaracharya says, Yallabhanna paro labho Yat sukhanna param sukham Yajnananna param jnanam Tad brahmetyavadharayet. That benefit beyond which there is no other benefit. That knowledge beyond which there is no other knowledge. And that joy, that bliss beyond which there is no other bliss, that is called as the source of the universe. Somebody finds something beautiful. Another person finds something else beautiful. A third person finds something else more beautiful. But when you want the most beautiful, there is only one thing, and that is God. That is Paramatma alone. The most beautiful is Paramatma alone. There is a beautiful poem in the language, Hindi language. In the Hindi language, there is a beautiful poem. And it teaches us to learn from the nature. What does it teach us to learn from nature? फूलों से नित हंसना सीखो. If you have forgotten how to smile, look at the flowers and they'll teach you how to smile. फूलों से नित हंसना सीखो. And if you have forgotten to sing and be joyful, look at the bees. When the bees come with that sound, and you see them and learn how to smile, how to sing. From the flowers you learn how to smile. From the bees you learn how to sing. And from the beautiful branches of the fruit-laden trees, when a tree has got a lot of fruits, what happens? The branches automatically bow down like this. A fully grown tree with all the fruits, the mangoes you see, they will be coming almost touching the ground. Why? Because it is rich, it is mature, they learn to be humble. If you want to learn humility, learn from the trees which are full of fruits. झुकी हुई डालियों से सीखो शीश झुकाना. झुकी हुई डालियों से सीखो शीश झुकाना. फूलों से नित हंसना सीखो. Learn to smile from the flowers. भौरों से नित गाना. From the beautiful bees, learn how to sing. And from the beautiful branches of the trees full of fruits, learn how to bow down. When you get more and more knowledge, when you get a higher position, then you should learn to bow down more and more and more and more and more. Not become arrogant. झुकी हुई डालियों से सीखो शीश झुकाना. And then सीख हवा की झोंकों से लो हिलना और हिलाना. From the wind, beautiful wind, or the breeze, learn how you can touch everybody and then move them to a state of happiness. When the breeze comes, the beautiful leaves of the flowers, they start moving so nicely. When there is a breeze, the leaves start moving, with all, they want to speak to one another. The breeze and the leaves, they want to speak to one another. You want to say, I acknowledge your presence. The flowers say, we acknowledge your presence. So such a beautiful bond is there between the breeze and the leaves. सीख हवा की झोंकों से लो हिलना और हिलाना. लता तथा पेड़ों से सीखो सबको गले लगाना. Learn from the creepers. Learn from the creepers and some beautiful trees how to embrace one another, how to hug one another, how to come together as one. From the nature we learn how to live as one family. Do you know one beautiful thing? The only living being on this world who can do wrong is humans. The only living being on this beautiful earth who can do wrong is the human, because he has freedom. Animals and birds and reptiles and creatures, they don't have freedom, They all just function according to their fixed nature. An elephant is completely configured by nature to keep on moving its trunk like this. And to move its ears like this. Nobody will go and tell the elephant, stop moving your ears. Stop swaying like this. Other than a human. No elephant will go and tell another fellow elephant, stop trumpeting. Stop wagging your tail like this. It's only the human who has the freedom to do or not to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. It's only the human being. So, the one who has freedom only requires control. The one who does not have freedom, why should anybody control that person? The animals don't have freedom of changing their ways of life. It is only the human who has the possibility of changing the way of life, and therefore, all the scriptures and the sacred books are only for the humans. All rules and regulations are for the humans only. When you go to a circus, you see somebody inside, somebody outside. In a circus, you see somebody inside and somebody outside. The ones who are watching, they are called as human beings. The ones who are inside are called as animals and birds and etc. etc. Have you seen the rivers anywhere? Somebody saw during the corona. During the COVID period, the humans were inside the houses locked up and the animals were freely moving outside. The COVID taught us a big lesson. The corona taught us a big, very big lesson. Oh human, don't be under the impression that you are be all, end all. Don't be under the impression that you can do whatever you wish. The COVID taught us a big, big, big lesson. There was a beautiful cartoon which I saw where there are bars behind which the human is standing and watching from the house, and the giraffe and the zebra and the elephant and rhinoceros are beautifully dancing and moving outside and bringing food packets and giving to the human being. That is the truth, bitter truth. We all have taken for granted that we can meddle with this beautiful universe. Anyhow, whatever we want, we can do. We have taken it for granted because of our possibility of thinking both ways, the good way and the bad way. That is why the scriptures come and tell us, continuously they are reminding us. What are they reminding us? Do only good, do only good, do only good. And that good is called as dharma. Many people mistake that there are many dharmas. Many dharmas, there are no many dharmas, there is only one dharma. There is only one dharma, and that dharma doesn't have any adjective at all. Dharma does not have any adjective. Because if you put an adjective, you are shrinking dharma itself. Human beings have got many desires. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I like this, I like this. But have you any time questioned, what does Paramatma Bhagavan like? That has been clearly expressed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna likes. What does Krishna like, Only dharma. Krishna likes only dharma, that is why he went with the Pandavas. That is why Krishna has said, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya Sambhavami yuge yuge. So what does Krishna want? Dharma. And whose side will he be? Whoever is dharmic, on his side Krishna will be there. One more beautiful thing I'll tell you. People who have studied the Bhagavad Gita, I'm sure in this beautiful institution I heard that recently you have completed the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita also. Now Ashtavakra Gita is being beautifully studied. So in the Bhagavad Gita, let us analyze for 1 minute, which is the first shloka of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Excellent, excellent. What is the first word? What is the first half of that word? Bhagavad Gita begins with dharma only. What is the half of that first half? Dhar. What is the first half of that half? Dhar. What is the last shloka of the Bhagavad Gita? What's the last word? Half of the last word? So dhar in the beginning and ma in the last. So in between which is Bhagavad Gita? So the Bhagavad Gita's first verse begins with dharma kshetre, half of that is dharma and dhar, and the last yatra yogeshwara krishna yatra partho dhanurdhara tatra shrir vijayo bhutir dhruva nitir matir mama. So dhar and ma. So 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita are within dharma only. So this is what we have to do. What each and every one of us on this beautiful earth, all the population of this earth, what we have to observe today is dharma. And we have to understand dharma deeper and deeper and deeper. So today we will take only one small definition of dharma, after which I will complete today's talk. Definition of dharma is Shlokardhena pravakshyami. Do you know who is Vedavyasa Rishi? All of you know. So Vedavyasa Rishi, who's defined, the Vedavyasa Rishi himself is described like this: Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. I bow down to you, O Vedavyasa, whose intelligence is infinite. The intelligence of Vedavyasa Rishi is infinite. Whichever book you want to name, Mahabharatam, you want to name Sri Bhagavata Mahapurana, you want to name the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda, all of these have been given to the world by Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi. On the Purnima of Ashadha Masa, whose Purnima do we celebrate? Purnima of Ashadha Masa? Guru Purnima. The other name for Guru Purnima? Vyasa Purnima. So that Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi says, all that I have compiled till today, I will summarize in one verse and give you. And I will tell you what is dharma. Shruyatam dharma sarvasvam shrutva chaiva avadharyatam atmana pratikulani pareshamna samacharet. Listen to me, Vedavyasa says, I will tell you in essence what is dharma, and you put it into your practice in your life. Do not do unto others what you shall not have done unto you. Don't do to anybody what you don't want others to do to you. That is dharma. If you don't want anybody to lie to you, you don't lie. If you don't want anybody to steal your things, you don't steal. So this is a beautiful definition of dharma, and by the grace of Paramatma, by the grace of Devi Rajarajeshwari, by the grace of all the masters of this universe, with particular mention to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and our Honorable Sri Madhusudan Sai and all the masters of the world, let us observe dharma and make this world, one family. Hari Om Tat Sat.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Swamiji for sharing his wisdom and practical insights with all of us this morning. Now, may we invite Sri Venkateshwarlu, Senior Faculty and Subject Matter Expert, to extend our token of gratitude and appreciation to Sri Jayendra Puri Mahaswamiji.